Hello, can I have your attention, please? Good morning, everyone. My name is John McKendrick. I'm the Executive Vice President for Project Delivery at Infrastructure Ontario. I appreciate the opportunity to be here to participate in this event here at the future site of the new Toronto Courthouse, a project that we are working on with the Ministry of the Attorney General. This site is one of 21 active construction projects we are currently managing across the province, with another 29 projects either in market or in planning. Infrastructure Ontario is here today to host support for an important announcement from the Ministry of Labour. So without further delay, I'd like to introduce the Minister of Labour, the Honourable Mr. Kevin Flynn.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here today, and thanks to each and every one of you that have played a role in making this morning happen or have taken some time out of your own workday to join us for this, what I think is an incredibly important announcement. And the excellent turnout this morning, I think, really reinforces that, because workplace health and safety is a top priority, certainly for our government. I'm starting to wonder at Queen's Park these days. There's some things happening there that I don't like to see when it comes to workers' safety, when it comes to workers' rights in the province of Ontario. And ordinarily, I'd think I'd be speaking on behalf of all three parties of the legislature when it comes to health and safety. But some of the remarks that are coming out of the official opposition when it comes to that these days, when it comes to workers' rights, certainly it may have something to do with the by-election that is looming up in Sault Ste. Marie. But some of the actions on behalf of the Leader of the Opposition, Patrick Brown, have me really puzzled. But the Premier, certainly from our perspective, really made this effort a part of my mandate letter in 2014. What she tasked me as the Minister of Labour to do was to make our construction sites safer. As you know, the construction sector is a very unique industry. It faces some of the biggest challenges when it comes to workplace safety. Some of these challenges involve dangerous work that puts construction workers at risk of serious injury, sometimes illness, and sometimes even death. The construction sector, as you know, has the largest number of fatalities year after year. Last year, for example, more than 30% of all work-related fatalities were in the construction sector. Many of those were the result of falls at construction projects, or some were occupational illness due to exposure to asbestos and other materials. The impact of these tragedies, I don't have to tell you, is sweeping. It affects so many people, affects so many families. It affects the workers themselves, obviously the colleagues, their loved ones, their friends, the co-workers, and the entire community mourns when we have a fatality or a serious injury at a construction site. So we want to eliminate those deaths, those injuries, the illness of construction workers. We need to do this. It's our responsibility. We owe this to each other. So today I'm very excited to announce that our government's taking some major steps to improve health and safety, specifically for construction work. We want to address the challenges. We want to change those statistics. We're going to do this by undertaking key measures to prevent deaths, to prevent injuries, and to prevent those illnesses to construction workers. These measures are part of our government's new comprehensive prevention strategy called the Construction Health and Safety Action Plan. The plan contains 16 important recommendations to strengthen prevention of work illnesses and injuries. It calls for a number of initiatives. One is to create a more knowledgeable and skilled construction sector itself. The other is to increase the sector's compliance with Ontario's occupational health and safety laws, and we've already begun to implement in that regard. We've made regulatory changes. We've conducted awareness campaigns. We have inspection blitzes. We have other enforcement activities to make construction sites much safer. We put particular emphasis on the serious hazards that kill and injure workers, but there's still a lot more to do. Going forward, we're going to be undertaking some new measures that are going to strengthen prevention even further in this province. What these include is exploring options for increasing and expanding the fines, the penalties for violation of construction regulations. With changing technology, we're going to develop online tools, apps, web portals that are going to provide easy access to construction health and safety information, such as those key hazards you face on a daily basis. Taking advantage of the social media, taking advantage of traditional media, we're going to conduct multimedia campaigns, and we're going to target enforcement blitzes to raise awareness of construction health, safety, and key hazards. We're going to explore options for increasing and expanding those fines and penalties for violations of the occupational health and safety law itself. George, my Chief Prevention Officer, the province's Chief Prevention Officer, is going to speak about those initiatives in just a few minutes. I want to thank George at this point in the proceedings for the leadership he's shown, for the work he's done in ensuring that this action plan was developed in the way it should. I also want to thank the gentleman to my left, and that's my parliamentary assistant, Mike Cole, who's played a very active role in developing this initiative. And you can tell when somebody's got a passion for a job, when they want to see it through, they treat it in the way that Mike has treated this project. He understands, as a representative of in Toronto, where there's a lot of construction going on, a lot of Mike's constituents would be in the construction industry itself. He knows what these folks face on a daily basis, and you could tell that this was an important project. It was a once, probably in a lifetime, once in a career opportunity, and I really want to thank you, Mike, for the attitude and the approach you took to this, because he knows the importance of this to Ontario's families. But he also got to work with an incredible group of people, with a great group of people, and that was the advisory group of construction employers and workers, along with those extensive stakeholder consultations that you were a part of. I want to thank each and every one of you that took time out of your work day over the past couple of years to be a part of this plan, for the effort that you brought to the table, for the information. I'm sure there were some very interesting debates about approaches that should be taken, but at the end of the day, what we've got is an incredible action plan that is going to save lives and prevent injuries. Construction deaths, injuries, and illnesses continue in this province at this point in time to be unacceptably high, and we need to change that. We've got to prevent these tragedies. It's said over and over and over again at every health and safety meeting I go to, every association we go to. It starts to sound cliche, but it's not. Every worker deserves to go home safe and sound at the end of each workday. We all started our work days the same this morning. We all left home. We all walked out into a driveway or into an elevator. We got in our cars. We got on a bus. We did some very, very normal things. And some of you, even right now, are probably thinking about what you're going to do at the end of the day, what you're going to have for dinner, what you're going to do with the kids, those very normal things. And we need to make sure that that happens for each and every one of us. So to do this, we've got to all work together to improve health and safety at construction projects. We must all know our roles, do our part to prevent injuries and illnesses. The Construction Health and Safety Action Plan is a very important step forward to achieving this goal. Together, we can make Ontario's construction sites among the safest in the world. So thank you for being here today. I'd like to turn it over to the man that did a lot of the heavy lifting on this politically, and that's my parliamentary assistant, Mike Cole. He's been so instrumental in the development of this plan. I'd like Mike, if you would step forward and say a few words about this wonderful document that you worked so hard to produce. Mike?
Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank all the frontline partners that spent so many hours giving critical input to developing this plan. There was meeting after meeting after meeting, and they're really hard-nosed people that gave great advice. So it was a joint partnership effort between the employers, the workers, the union leadership, safety experts that came together to try and be proactive on the safety front. And as Kevin said, you want to make sure that everybody in construction works safely and can come home at night. And sometimes when so much construction is going on, big or small, we sometimes think it's a given. Oh, well, construction. We don't think that every man and woman who works on a construction site works in a situation where they have to be very careful and work safe every day, every single day and night. And as I said to you many times, it's not just the major construction sites like this courthouse, but all over the city of Toronto, all over Ontario, there are individual projects going on. And everybody's got to be thinking safety, whether it's that little reno at the house, on the roof, or in the sewers. Everybody's got to work safe. And as we know from about 3 summers ago, I had a young 18-year-old man, first month on the job, doing some underpinning work on Brookdale Avenue in my riding, that unfortunately lost his life, just starting a career, 18 years of age, doing very dangerous work. So let us just be careful. Let us be thinking and doing safety 24/7. It is so important that we have this safety in our DNA as we talk to our friends, our neighbors, construction workers. Let's talk safety. Wherever we go, at Tim Hortons or wherever you are, we've got to talk safety all the time, because that's the way we'll break through that, laissez-faire attitude. So I want to congratulate everybody who really put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this effort as we go forward with the Safety Action Plan. And I want to bring forward the real advocate for safety and accident prevention in Ontario, our prevention officer. And many Ontarians don't even know we have this prevention office in Ontario, whose full-time job is to prevent accidents. And the leader in this effort is George Gutsiotis from the Prevention Office in Ontario, our prevention officer. George?
Good morning, everybody, and thank you. Thanks very much, Mike. And first off, I'd like to thank the minister for his unwavering support. We know construction is one of the industries that can be the safest, but can also be the hazardous. And the people that get it are in front of us here today, and we need to spread that kind of health and safety throughout our industry. This is a great milestone for the industry. Our work with the construction sector has made this possible. There's members of the advisory group, as the minister and MPP Cole has pointed out, did a lot of the hard work and brought this together. And as you know, construction is a very diverse industry with a lot of different views. But the one thing that group had in common is, as Minister Flint said, is to eliminate all injuries and fatalities in the construction sector, and quite frankly, right across all sectors as well. I also want to thank the hundreds of individuals that participated in the development of the report. We had numerous consultation sessions over an 18-month period, and we heard a lot of different views all over the province with a lot of good ideas, and there was a lot of commitment, again, to push a lot of the good ideas that you're going to see in the report forward. In particular, I'd like to thank the Infrastructure Health and Safety Association that not only has developed some of the products and services that we've already started implementing, but they were there to help facilitate the advisory group and help facilitate many of the meetings across the province. I'd like to thank the Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety, who's helped us develop some innovative products and how we put out information using technology. And finally, I want to thank both the operations and the policy division within the ministry that worked hard to help support this as well. The Construction Health and Safety Action Plan contains a lot of important recommendations, but I'm going to provide some of the highlights here. We consistently heard from industry that small and medium-sized employers and their workers need health and safety resources that are meaningful and readily available to them. So we are going to be working with them to make this happen by providing user-friendly, plain language online tools and topic fact sheets that provide more effective information available to all workers. And this is an example of some of the things that we've been working on. These are screenshots of apps that we're going to make available. And quite frankly, what we're doing is taking the complexity of the Occupational Health and Safety Act and turning it into a plain language, user-friendly product. We heard that over and over again from workers and employers. We also heard that we need more effective penalties for those who won't comply with health and safety. At MPP Cole's session with industry and other stakeholders, many employers said the cost of compliance was more than the cost associated with a fine for non-compliance. Well, that doesn't work. We will work to have fines and penalties that are commensurate with the hazard that is being addressed and not just seen as a cost of doing business. We will be looking at higher fines for serious contraventions and repeat offenses. We will enhance our enforcement and prevention strategies to address the highest hazards like falls from heights. And as the minister mentioned, last year the ministry came together with our health and safety associations to support falls from heights campaigns, which included our enforcement blitzes, radio campaigns, and coincided with many of the training programs that we have available out there. As well, we will support the development of innovative approaches to persistent hazards, such as falls from heights. We will look at ways of engineering out hazards and better approaches on the use of fall protection anchorage systems. New workers, our future workforce entering the construction, should be knowledgeable about safety when they start their work and have access to training throughout their career as their work exposure and career opportunities changes. Health and safety shouldn't be this thing that you do on the side for compliance purposes. It should be about lifelong learning. It should be commensurate with the technical competencies you learn in your education and training, whether it's apprenticeship, whether it's your college programs. Health and safety competencies need to be elevated. So we're going to be developing a construction health and safety strategy, and the basis and foundation will be about lifelong learning, health and safety that you continually keeps pace with what your job looks like throughout your career. Employers who have health and safety programs that achieve excellence should be the first choice of consumers and other companies doing business in their supply chain. We will support the creation of a culture of health and safety through accreditation programs that set standards for excellence in health and safety. We know there are employers out there that get it. That's the benchmark. We need to elevate the employer community to that benchmark. Like all good plans, this has been created with widespread input, and it has considered a number of strategic and practical approaches, but we will also be evaluating it. Health and safety doesn't have a beginning and an end. As you all know, it's continuous improvement. I'm looking at this action plan as something that we will implement immediately, but we will also continue to review it and refresh it as time goes by. So we look forward to working with you all here as partners in the implementation, and look forward to continue to working with the Minister and MPP Cole in delivering this. Thank you very much.
We're going to get a picture with everybody. Yeah. Why don't we get a picture with everybody who's here? Hey, John, why don't we get a picture with everyone that's here? Sure. Do you guys want to do the Q&As now? Okay. Yep, that's
We know a construction site like this, we've got a health and safety officer on board. Everyone's bought into health and safety, right from the contractor to the worker on the site. Where the problem is those cash jobs that are the cash roof or the cash engine. How are you going to get those people to buy into health and safety?
Well, at this point in time, what we've been doing, Jamie, is doing the targeted blitzes. And one of the most innovative approaches I saw was we started to put information on Kijiji. So when somebody was looking for maybe a cheaper roofing job, then that would be obviously a site you might want to go to. What the Minister of Labour did some advertising on that site at a fairly reasonable price, and while people were searching for that roofer that may be a cash job or that type of thing, they'd also get warnings from the Ministry of Labour. Are you sure about the person you're hiring? Do you know your rights and responsibilities as a consumer? These are the questions to ask. And it really worked. I think when we examined it, we realized that was the approach that we should be taking in an awful lot of other ways when it comes to blitzes, when it comes to focusing right in on where the problems are. When you look at construction, you're looking at falls from heights, you're looking at machinery, you're looking at people in vehicles, so you can target the areas where the fatalities and the injuries are taking place. That's what this plan is going to do.
What is the obligation of the person that hires that person? They're looking for a cash job. They're looking for someone that's trying to avoid getting building permits. They're looking for someone that's trying to avoid you guys.
That's an excellent question. Certainly in the city of Toronto, I'm seeing it more in Oakville as well. There's an awful lot of renovation work that's going out there. Ordinary people, ordinary homeowners by trying to be their own construction managers and project managers in some regard. The person who's probably got the most
Yeah.
experience at is Mike, because he sees it more than I do. So Mike, why don't you take that one?
The one basic thing to watch out for, if someone is working on your house and they are in an accident, they hurt themselves, you could be sued. You could be liable. So therefore, you've got a lot at risk if you hire someone that hasn't been trained, isn't working safely, and they hurt themselves on your property, you will be taken to court. So you've got great liability there.
But is this part of the enforcement? Would that also occur in penalties go to the homeowner that purposely went out of the way to hire a cash job?
That would be outside of the safety plan, but part of the safety plan is to warn consumers, homeowners, that they could be liable. Check for WSIB insurance. Ask them if their workers have been trained. So we hope to inform the consumer that there are liabilities when you don't hire trained professional people.
Thank you.
That's good. Very good. I wonder if we could get a group picture of everybody that's joined us here today. It's a special day, and we want to brag about this document. I hope you'll take, if you don't have it, I hope you'll get it out to the folks that can really benefit from it. So where's the best place to do a picture?
Well, we should get everybody behind us. If
Yeah,
we get
yeah.
everybody behind.
Sir, how are you?